Venom is directed by Ruben Fleischer and is the long-awaited big screen adaptation of the Marvel Comics character Venom in his very own standalone film. Tom Hardy plays Eddie Brock, a journalist in San Francisco who's investigating a life foundation that's run by Riz Ahmed's character Carlton Drake, and through a series of unfortunate events, an alien symbiote attached itself to Eddie Brock, so now he's the anti-hero Venom. So this is Sony's latest attempt at doing their own cinematic universe of Marvel characters. They want to do Morbius, the Living Vampire, Silver Sable, Black Cat. And if Venom's anything to go by, it's not going to be a very good cinematic universe, and one that's not going to last very long because Venom wasn't very good. Redeeming qualities about the film first. Whenever Venom's on screen doing Venom things, it was decently entertaining. There is some cool stuff that he does with his Venom abilities, whether it's like using the symbiotic stuff to make the shield, or whether he's, making the cars crash into each other, and other stuff that he does during chase scenes and fight scenes, and parts where he's just wrecking shop and throwing dudes into each other and biting heads off screen of course. That stuff was moderately entertaining. I was having a decent time in those parts. And that's where the redeeming qualities kind of end, unfortunately. Where Venom falters for me is in the writing and the execution. This script feels like it was written back in like 2003 or something. It follows the bog standard comic book movie formula of days old, and it really sucks because of how far the comic book movie genre has come in the last 15 years or so. Films like Logan and Civil War and Winter Soldier that tell these deeper, more complex stories, and they go above and beyond those typical genre conventions. And for some reason Venom just wants to live in the past and follow the old formula beat for beat for beat, and because of that it just feels out of place in terms of the time, and it just does nothing new for the genre after everything new that's already been done by all the other ones of recent years. But it's not just the comic book movie formula where the film fails, it's just the writing in general. It's just not a well written film at all. The film's a complete mess. It's all over the place in terms of the pacing and the tone. Sometimes it's dark and kind of serious like the trailer makes it out to be, and then it will break that by having some really goofy, corny humour. The sense of humour in this film, by the way, is not very good. There's this one scene with Tom Hardy in a restaurant. He's suffering from the effects of the symbiote taking over his body. And yeah, it was terrible. I could not believe what the hell I was watching. And the pacing was really choppy as well. In the first 15 to 20 minutes, loads of things happen, like big characters, story beats happen. There's supposed to be these big significant things, but the film just breezes by them so quickly. It doesn't give you enough time to get into it. It doesn't give you enough time for you to get invested and to care about it. And I can say the same thing for the rest of the film as well. It just feels really, really rushed. Any moment that was supposed to be big or important and have weight to it, it didn't have any weight to it, and it didn't have any effect to it because the film just breezes by it and doesn't give it time to flesh out. It just makes me think that Sony didn't give a crap about the quality of the film and didn't give the writers or the directors enough time to flesh it out and make it as good as it can possibly be, and just wanted it out in cinemas and just wanted it made so it can make the money off the Venom name. Let's talk about Tom Hardy, because this guy is one of my favourite actors working today, whether it's in films like Mad Max, The Revenant. He was really great in Legend. Dude's an awesome actor. In this film, I don't know what quite he was trying to channel. I don't know if it's the director's fault or Tom Hardy's fault. I don't know who told him to try this weird accent, but yeah, I'm a reporter, yeah, I follow people, don't want to be followed, yeah, I have been taken. What the hell kind of accent's that supposed to be? I don't even know. Again, I don't know if I should blame the director or Tom Hardy, but whatever Tom Hardy was going for, he didn't entirely hit the mark for me. It was a bit hit and miss, and it just didn't really click as Eddie Brock for me. As Venom, he was fine. The voice was great, the motion capture did a decent job there, but Eddie Brock, something was off about it. Michelle Williams was okay, Riz Ahmed was okay. The acting across the board was actually quite disappointing considering how great the actors are. Carlton Drake, Riz Ahmed's character, is the most stock, generic, cliche villain you could have thought of for this film. He's the head of the Life Foundation, and he's, rushing all the tests for the symbiotes to be attached to the, the patients and whatnot. And he just wants the human race to evolve, and he thinks we're on the brink of collapse. Why? Because we need a villain for a Venom film. There's nothing good about him whatsoever. Very cliche villain. Overall, Venom was really disappointing for me. It was all over the place in the plot, the tone, the pacing. The acting was disappointingly subpar. The humour was really bad. The film was rushed. Didn't give you enough time to get invested. It follows the old bog standard comic book movie formula. Doesn't do anything new for the franchise whatsoever. In fact, it takes it back to the early 2000s. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the part where Venom and Eddie Brock kiss. Yeah, I thought people were joking about that on Twitter, but they actually do kiss. Who the hell wrote this script, and who the hell okayed this script? Did anybody even read this? Oh my god, there were so many dumb, stupid moments in this film. Really cringy, really corny. again, very disappointing film. I walked out I was sleepy. I walked out quite sleepy, to be honest. I just walked out really let down, like I said 1,000 times. So overall, I'm going to give Venom a 2 out of 5. There is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene, neither of which are really worth staying for, to be honest. The mid-credit scene I predicted like months and months ago, and which was also very, very corny how they executed it. But also, it's the longest end credits ever. Just an endless string of names. I just didn't think it was ever going to end. So yeah, don't bother sticking through the credits. As soon as that rubbish Eminem song starts playing for the credits, just leave. So Venom, have you guys seen it? What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it more than me? And if you're a comic book reader, was it a good interpretation of the Venom character? I haven't read the comics, so I wouldn't know. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more of my stuff, then be sure to click on one of these things in a second, and I will see you all next time.